do it. Screw in the system. Boom. Boom, boom. That. Spin that up. Put that. Smack that up. Down. Oh no. Money. Money. That was a false start. Fix that. Money, money, money. Money. Some people really need it. Don't. Some people, I'm gonna make it some words. Gotta have it. Don't. For the love, do things, bad things for it. Some people to steal from their mama. All right, hang on. Uh-oh. I had an earlier start. I gotta delete that. Fake news over the fake start. Good morning, everybody. All kind of crazy things happening. Still got the money background. I have no idea what we're gonna talk about today. But I will say, always follow the money. Always follow the money. On a planet where money is God. Money is the God. Always follow the money. That's what everybody does everything for. Follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money. All right, so hang on. Let me share this out. Good morning, everybody. Let's see what we can get into. I do want to jump straight into the news. I do. I want to jump straight into the news. Good morning, everybody. I skip the news sometimes. I see one article or something. Back in the day, probably going back a few months ago, when we care a little more about the news, we watch the news all the time. I want to watch the news. I want to actually watch some news today, y'all. Watch the news. Good morning, everybody. Hang on, let me share this out. Share it over here. Share it over here. Money, money, money. Money. So, you know I can get that high. You know I can get that high, did you? I get that high. Some people gotta have it. But don't. Some people really need it. They should have put a line in that. And the banks only print enough for some people. They starve people into activity. It's like you can starve people in behavior. I'm not gonna talk about the Federal Reserve yesterday. We talked about that yesterday. Y'all supposed to do research, do your study. But they only print just enough to keep everybody motivated to keep moving forward. That's it. They print enough to starve enough people to scare you into activity. Like I have friends who run a not SPCA, it's an animal rescue. I know people who run horse rescues. I know people who run animal rescues, fish rescues, all of that great stuff. You know, the easiest animal to train is the stray. You know why? Because you get that stray, and once it's seen a hard life, and it knows what it's like not to have a bone, no food to eat, just emaciated, that dog will love you for life. That's the type of dog, not like the cat that'll chew off your fingers and your fingernails and your eyes, your ears when you die. That dog will love you to the end. It will lay down next to you. You save it from a scarce environment, it'll love you. And human beings are the same way. Same exact way. Your government starves you into behavior, starves you into voting. It starves you into turning against your neighbor. And that's how it works. They drive societies and economies. They only print enough money to get you to do what they want you to do. You don't seem to realize that they are the gods because they own the money. People love money. They worship money. And I know you like to say it. I say it too. I don't worship money. It's the love of money that's the problem. Money provides everything that I love. Therefore, money feeds my kids. Money brings me water. Money gives me a house and a car. Money keeps me out of the prisons. Money keeps me from living under New York City. So money, oh no, money is the God. I don't care what anybody said. Money is a God. I mean, money may not be the God, but money is a God. And everybody loves it because everybody they love it here because of money. And they only print enough money to keep you motivated, right? Not feeding your kids is a hell of a motivator. That's why I look around the world. There are no terrorists. It's just people who are being starved into behavior, bombed into activity. And we need to stop blaming the people for what we're doing. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I want to jump into the news. No, I am not going to do a rant this morning. I'm going to jump into the news. Good morning. Leanne coming from down under. Leanne Charlton. Good day, Mike. Is that is that racist? Is it racist? Good day, Mike. Leanne, are you in the city? Are you going walkabout? Where you at? There's crocodiles out there. Crocodile Duddy, how he doing? Is that racist? I'm not going to say it. I love Australia. Y'all my family. I like to joke with everybody. Good morning, Ivana. What you got going on? I volunteer at a dog and cat rescue. I've seen horrific things. Have you? Ivana, I volunteer at a human rescue. It's called America. Lord, the things I have seen. Oh my goodness. That's why I'm not in the system. I just stand outside and watch it. Hell no, I didn't see it. They starve Americans into stray activities, right? Because the strays are kind of unpredictable. Stray, never know you give it a stray. I used to feed the strays. Go up on the street, emaciate, they kind of look at you funny. They try to figure out, are you a bone? Because they can't see that well, like Americans. They can't see that well. A little blurry in the vision, a little mineral deficient. They don't know if you're friend or foe. Damn it, you better throw that bone from a distance. Yeah. I go to the SPCA, and the damn shame is, Ivana, they're full of pit bulls. I don't know about your area. My SPCAs are full of pit bulls. You know why? Because the Americans were convinced that the pit bull is trying to murder them. Silly Americans. Tricks are made for kids. All right. Dogs become what they become. You love them, they become loving. You starve them, they will become a wolf, and you will get bit. And that's how our society works. They only print enough money to create enough wolves to scare us all into some sort of behavior. Gotta vote against the other side. Gotta turn on your neighbor. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Janet. Good morning. All right, I want to jump right into the news. While the Bahamas was being decimated, mainstream news, all they spoke about was gun reform. Did they, Augustine? I didn't watch. What they want to reform? How they going to reform the guns? What are they going to do? Let me ask you, are they going to reform the guns they're sending to 10-year-olds in Africa? They're going to reform the guns they're sending all over Latin America to destroy the government? Which guns they taking? Which guns they going to reform? I want to know about this gun reform. What's going on? They going to reform? Are they going to do some tank reform? Huh? Augustine, where's the reform happening? Is it a particular country, nation? Where's the Pentagon going to be reforming the F-35 control? I need to know about the real gun, the significant guns, the guns that hurt most people, the guns behind all the mass killings. I don't want to know about the baby guns. I want to know about the real guns. I want to know about the nukes. What are they going to do? They're going to do some nuke reform? What's going on? Like what? Or are they going to do the pop gun reforms? Pop gun reform? The cap gun? Y'all remember the cap guns? They're going to reform cap guns. But they're going to keep the real weapons going. People believe this crap. That's why. You know why? Because of the money. They only print enough to starve people into behavior, and they just print enough to scare you into just doing something on this side, being scared of that side. All right, let me get started. I want to jump into the news. Can we jump straight into the news, y'all? Unless y'all got something important. If you got something in the news you need to speak about, you need to post it now. Otherwise, I'm going to the news because I don't have any particular I want to talk about today. Aloha, Sarah. Where are you from, Sarah? Ready for no, Sarah. I don't want to do a rant today. I don't want to rant today. I want to look at news today. Can we look at news? I want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. Sometimes I prepare a moment and I'll rant. I don't want to really rant. Follow the money is the bottom. All I gotta say is key bono. Key bono. That's it. That's my rant for today. Key bono. If it ain't making money, you can ignore it. Money makes the world go round. Money is why governments do what they do, why political parties do what they do, why people do what they do, why everything but the sentient creatures in the daycares. They're the only ones not motivated by money. It's why all the activists do what they do. I know. I watch the activists, y'all. See, don't get me in a rant. I go off into a rant. And I watch. Y'all been watching them activists, boy. You better watch. They like to act. They get some acting going on. Just start a movement. Once you get a blind following, they get that acting going on. They act for you. Activists. Once you send that money to the movement is over. All right. All right, I'm gonna just look at some comments. I do want to look at the news, but I want to look at some comments first. Is there anything important that we're supposed to look at this morning that we should be thinking about? Because 9/11 is around the corner, so you know they're gonna start lying about that. Somebody posted this morning. Who's that? Rebecca? Is that you? Yeah, Rebecca posted that this morning. That they took Dane Wigham's site off. That's proof positive. They took geoengineering.org down, so that's proof positive. Rebecca, from my perspective, climate change is officially caused by technology. I'm done. It's officially caused by man technology, not fossil fuels coming out the back of all of your cars. It's coming out of what he posted on his website. That's why they took it off. So I'm done. That's confirmed. That's what's causing climate change, all those geoengineering weapons, because who's behind the truth media here? That's Global Alliance, right? Global Alliance, NATO group is a weapon of war. They don't need people knowing about their weapons of war. And finally, enough nations are playing with them. It's playing monkey with the weather all over the place. I assume soon that they'll take down the patents, like the weather modification patents. They'll take that down. I'm sure they'll take down the JFK speech that mentioned climates will be changing from these war weapons. And now they've taken it off. So I think Dane Wiggum got him. Dane Wiggum got him. Like I said, the only truth is in the cemetery, right? Because if you say anything that's really significantly true, you get a big enough following, they will bury you, right? You get in the way of the hustle. Who's that? Nipsey Hussle said that. You get in the way of the hustle, you get in the way of the grind, that's when they're going to put you in the grave. Short of that, the rest of us, we just don't, we don't have any influence, or we haven't hit enough of the truths. But we'll dance around it. Good morning, people. All right, anything important before I jump over to the news? Yeah, there was something about gun control, though, Dustin. I do remember seeing somebody posted something to the effect of not Walmart. Somebody else isn't selling bullets. They're drying up their bullets or something like that. United States. They know what's happening. They don't want y'all having bullets, boy. They know what's going down. They're starving people. They're about to drop that currency. People still asking questions. When is the currency going to drop? When are they going to collapse the dollar? I think it's just about money. That's it. Just return on investment. It's just about when will they make the most money collapsing the currency? Well, I think when it gets closer, politicians won't talk about it, which is why they're not talking about it, like Chris Hedges says. But also, it's just when they'll make the most money from it, right? And if all of our industries are, big war. This is how we pay our loans back, right? Big war, big pharma, big chemical, big prison, but probably the biggest, I think, is war. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So if the currency is going to collapse, it's going to be somewhere around the time when Americans are sick of war. When they finally actually want to stand up for their troops, we actually want to stand up for, 22 soldiers a day that are committing suicide, and they stop cheering for war. That's probably when they'll collapse the currency, because then America won't be able to pay its debts back. They won't print the money, they won't do the quantitative easing, and then you'll see the currency collapse. So it will be somewhere around there. That's what I think. And I think it should collapse. I don't think that, I don't place myself in priority over anybody on this planet. And if your industry, if your society, if your model's based in war and killing people, that's not a model that can continue. Americans will be fine. We just got to learn how to, buy local and grow some food and take care of ourselves for a little while so people don't go nuts because they don't have enough money, like how the Federal Reserve only prints enough money to keep Americans starved into conflict. Only the best gladiators can buy their freedom. That's it, Kim. That's because the wealthiest run the world, and they buy their freedom. Everyone's born into debt. That's how money works. That's why I don't get the whole money debate. People want to keep currency. They want to move to the next currency. That makes no damn sense to me. Currency, it's not actually about the money. Like, money means nothing. There's nothing significant about money. It's just everybody wants it, right? They put it between survival, and if they can get people to be born in debt, where you got to pay it back, then they control your behavior. They can make you go to school, get a job, ignore yourself, your passion, anything you want to do in life to make money, or you starve and die. So really, money isn't about money, it's about debt. It's how you control the human race. It means you have a plantation where you don't need whips anymore because the people will fight to get it. And they'll fight each other to get it. And, so I don't get the whole we need a new currency nonsense. We already know what it is, and we know that it's being used to hurt us. It's just not a whip. It doesn't make the crack of a whip. And there's no reason for it to be there. Pray to God for an abundance of money. They do every day, Rebecca. Them prayers go up every day. I'm God sick of it. Well, that's it. God is about sick of the lottery tickets and the prayer. Oh, just what did Jesus just tell me the number? Just give me the number. I got like, oh, I think God answers the phone anymore. People start praying for money. Like, didn't I tell y'all when I told Jesus to overturn the daggone tables? You're not supposed to have fancy currency. Listen, I'm supposed to be your savior, darn it. Not the money. You're supposed to come to me. I said go out, grow some food, drink some water, use food for thy medicine, love each other, give people the shirt off your back. And then we're like, no, we don't want to do that. God and Jesus and Muhammad and everybody, no, we don't want to do that, Shiva. No, we want banks and bank accounts. All right. I know God's about sick of them prayers, Rebecca. I don't think he answers those no more. I think he's kind of done with that. It's like, It's like, you know, your kid, you tell your kid, no, you ain't supposed to eat candy. You're supposed to eat dinner first. And the kids start praying to eat candy before dinner, candy for breakfast. We don't listen. We're hard-headed. That's what it comes down to. I think we're hard-headed. Oh, same here. Pit bulls everywhere. For some reason, poor people own them exclusively. Right, because they made it sexy, right, Ivana? Like they took pit bulls, a species that saved the human race. We'd all be dead because the terrier species is what saved us. It's what killed all the mice in the rice stills, right? We'd all had the bubonic plague and the green bonic plague and the yellow bonic plague, and we all would have died a long time ago if it weren't for the pit bull terriers, but they made them sexy. You know, they got them to fight, you know, made you feel tough. You know what? That reminds me, Yvonne, I'm gonna tell you this story real quick. I think I might have told this a long time ago. So I grew up around poor white folks, all right? So this is why I don't play with y'all when it comes to this white privilege nonsense. I grew up around poor white folk. And one of my friends, his best friend growing up, he didn't have anything. I mentioned him before, but he had a whole bunch of dogs. He had all kind of mutts, and I think he had them because he could get them for free, right? He'd go out to the SPCA and get them back then. He had German Shepherds and Beagles, mostly a lot of Beagles, because it gave him power. It gave him a sense of power, right? Everybody else had food. All the black people had food. We had new shoes. We had the Air Jordans. We had nice clothes. Parents had money. We had water to drink. But the dogs gave him a sense of safety. They gave him a sense of power. He could walk around the community with dogs and chase the hell out of us. It was like a friend of me. He was kind of a friend of me a little bit. Sometimes he'd sick his dogs on me. But I think he just wanted to see me climb up the tree. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But it gave him a sense of power. Like, y'all got food, I got a dog. But they made pit bulls sexy. So everybody got the pit bulls. Petey, everybody forgets Petey's a pit bull. And it gave strength to poor people, right? I think that, you know, having a strong dog was a sign of strength. We live in this whole patriarchal model weird thing where if you got more numbers, you're stronger. If you're bigger and stronger, you're correct, right? If you get more votes, you're right. And so I guess if you have a dog, you have a little bit of power. So I think there's some psychology there. I got psychologist friends, they can delve into that. But I think that's what it's about. And then they turned on the pit bull. You know, this is the power of the media. And they literally convinced an entire nation of idiots, I mean, loved ones that just don't read books, that one breed of dog is vicious. Like, the dog is not vicious. Damn it, do you know who Petey is? The pit bull is just like any other human being. You raise it in scarcity, you only print enough food, he's gonna be a little aggressive. He's gonna be a little rough, it's gonna make him a warrior. You grow up a pit bull, you love it to death, and it turns into a loving animal. And so now the SPCAs are full of pit bulls and pit bull breeds because of our prejudice. We allow the media to tell us what's true. Meanwhile, everybody knows there's only one species of dog that's a murderous, killing bastard, and that's that damn Chihuahua. I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn on y'all. I don't do Chihuahuas. That's a little nasty, vicious little monster. That thing, I don't know who bred that little nasty monster. That thing always biting everybody, a little ankle bite. But then again, maybe it's just fear. Right? Maybe he understands the only way I can be 6 inches long is I gotta rip the hell out of somebody's flesh. I done seen these things go after Dobermans, you know. But you know, Napoleonic syndrome what's that called? Napoleon syndrome. All right, I'm sorry. It's Chihuahua lovers, they're gonna be mad at me and report my post or something. All right, how y'all doing? I want to get into the news. Can we get into the news? Let's go. Talking about background checks for guns. Yeah, I'm not a take the guns from poor people. I'm not one of those people. I don't believe in taking spears from Africans. So of course I don't believe in taking swords from the Irish, and I don't believe in taking what else they take? What else gun control did they do? I don't believe in taking activists from Latin America and throwing them out of helicopters. I don't believe in taking any of that stuff from people, right? Because it's always nefarious. Anytime somebody comes to you to take what they got plenty of, you're supposed to be a skeptic. You're not supposed to go along with that. You're not actually supposed to agree with those people, right? If they show up on your coastline, we got plenty of ships, we're gonna do some ship control. They're called the British Empire, okay? They want to literally dominate the world. They're the first empire because they were the first nation, the first kingdom to have a central bank. Looking at the history of it, if y'all did your research yesterday, all the videos I posted, it was the Bank of England. That was the first central bank. And that's why the sun never sets on the British Empire. Had nothing to do. I always believed the whole cannon story. I think that was part of it. They were the first people to go to China, what was his name, William something, and find fireworks and make cannons and guns and put them on boats. And that's why the British Empire took over the world. And that's not true. That's not true at all. They were the first kingdom to have a central bank. So they were the first kings that could literally print ships because they had a fake bank printing their money. They took out a massive loan. That's why the sun never sets on the British Empire, because they were the first ones to come up with that scam that America's trapped under. Do you think it's a coincidence that the British Empire took over the world and they were the first to have a central bank? And right now, America, who has the biggest military and the biggest empire, has the central bank. The favorite of the Rothschilds, the favorite. I mean, they got central banks everywhere. I think there are only 3 countries now they don't have central banks. You know, I don't believe in coincidence. I do not believe in coincidence. If you control the money, you control the people, right? So our government wanted to control our money. The kings have always controlled our money. They controlled us. And then the central banks wanted to control them. And so now we got a central bank. And they control the government. Money makes the world go round. Money makes the world, not your votes, not your politicians, not your leader, none of that. Money. That's the bottom line. Whatever everybody needs, the staple of what holds our lives is what controls everything. Money is the savior. All right, I'm a survivalist to the core my whole life in these mountains, all sessions. Well, Dan, you should be a survivalist. All of our ancestors told us that the kings always turn on us, and we are the first generation of people to worship kings and lords. I don't understand it. You know, your strength comes from your ability to take care of yourself and your family. Now, we can do that with Wi-Fi, y'all. Daniel, I'm not that type of in the woods survivor. I'm not that guy. I want to be that guy. It's fun to be that guy temporarily. You know, Boy Scouts, you go out in the woods. We had to build the lean-tos. We had to go find certain little herbs to eat. We brought like canned beans with us and stuff. Like, it's fun for a minute. But then after a while, you know, nighttime comes, the moon come out, the sun go down, and mosquitoes come out. No. We got technology. We need to bring that forward. Bring a mosquito net, bring something, not that off. That's a carcinogen. So I'm a survivor. I'm about being strong and knowing how to do it. I know how to go out in the woods and take an axe and build a cabin, but I don't want to. I don't want to, Dan. I don't want to. Nope, I don't want to. I can if I have to. Shoot, I know how to build solar panels, Daniel. I know how to make, I can write the software to make them track the sun. I can grow all of this food, save all my seeds. I can do all of that. My boys and I, we took the ceiling fans. We made vault turbines. We made hot water heaters. We did all of that. I know how to do it. Why? Because that's what our ancestors taught us to do, right? At the bare bones, you need to know at your core how to survive. And then you don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's like a revolution, Daniel. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I know how to revolt. I do. I know how to shoot AK-47, damn 9mm shotguns over under. I know how to do all of that. I don't want to. Why? I want to do something different. I want to do something. Can we, for once, just say, you know what? Government, you don't get to exist unless you stop killing people. How about that? Can we do that? How about we draw a line in the sand? Because the things that we know how to do, but let's not do it because we're smart enough now to know that revolts never end up well, right? So we don't want to do it. We just walk away. No, but the thing is, you gotta find common ground with people that are very scared today, right? Because they don't print enough money for everybody. And it creates mental illness and psychopathy and all these mass shootings that are profitable. They use disaster capitalism with them. They use them as false flags, whether they're true, not part true. They're always used to control us and scare us. So yeah, I can revolt. Can I be violent? I can be real violent. You have no idea. It's a monster. Oh, it's a monster down there. It's a monster, and I keep that monster wary because the monster that's in me, it's not actually for you. The monster that's in me is for children. I had a great discussion yesterday. I was talking to somebody about, we got into the whole black-white thing. And I didn't lose my cool. I kept my cool, but it hits me in passion. I need to be clear. Let me explain something. You people over 26, love y'all to death. Don't get me wrong. Do not be offended by what I say next. Don't get me, I got buttons. I do. I got buttons. But let me be clear. I mean all of the adults on this planet well. I really do. I hope we do. I hope y'all do well, but there's something that happens at the age of 26. You get that frontal lobe developed. And at that point, you are a human being. At that point, you can be subject to laws, perhaps, and thrown in prison. Prior to that, you are a victim of what the people over 26 have created. So let me be clear about something. I am not here for black people. Love them to death. I don't give two damns about y'all. I don't. I ain't here for white people. Love y'all to death. I don't give two damns about it. I'm not here. People is the key word. I'm not here. I love my Asian people. Love my Hispanic people. I ain't here for y'all. Not here for y'all adults. People. Not here for y'all. You're grown. All right? You're grown. Some of y'all were raised in real bad indoctrinated environments and you became the monsters that you have, and I don't blame you for it, but I ain't here for y'all. Number one job of an adult is to be a parent, right? It takes a village to raise the next generation, people under the age of 26. I'm here for the kids. I'm not here for, we gotta get together and fight the black cause. You can go to hell with the black cause. I ain't black. First of all, the king said you're black. King ain't say I was black. You were listening. I wasn't listening. The king said you're African. I didn't say I wasn't listening. You don't know me. The king dead. He in the grave a long time ago. You don't know what I am. I ain't here for none of them fantasy causes created by kings and groups of people. I ain't here for none of that. I'm here for the little things. The little things that pop out of women. Smell sweet. Say sweet and kind things. To me, they're perfect. To me, all of us, if I could save everybody on, this is why you don't never want to make me president. I'm going to tell you right now. You don't make me president of nothing. You give me a button that will murder everybody over the age of 26 and let the kids start fresh without us and all of our murderous technologies, our apathetic ways, our struggles, our bull crap, all the nonsense we know these kings and lords created. We know the conflicts we've been put in for money. You give me a button, not to call it the nuclear button, call it the adult button. And every adult on the planet drop cold, boop. Don't make me pray. Don't make me king of the world. I'm in it for the species, y'all. I'm in it for the species. I'm in it for the ecosystem. I am not in it for you. I'm not in it for your control systems and your governments and your flags and I'm in it for the species. I'm in it for the ecosystem. I will save every child on this planet, get rid of every adult. You give me half a chance. I know I go to hell, but some things is good to go to hell for. I go to hell, I'll be burning crispy in hell. You done killed 7 billion people. How many people on this planet? I ain't lying about that, 5 billion, whatever it is. I'm in it for the kids. I'm not in it for the adults. I don't care anything about your struggles. I only care about what's happening right now. Right now. Same thing, the whole 4th of July nonsense. I don't care nothing about independence from 1776. Get some fireworks blowing at it. I don't care nothing about that. That's them people. All right? They came and fought the system and got some freedom before the system took it back. The British Empire's like, oh, hell no, you ain't getting away with that. Bank of England took it back. Americans lost the American Revolution, and they don't seem to know that. We have a fight we gotta fight today. That's what I care about today. So I don't care nothing about 4th of July, and I'm happy that they got their freedom for a minute back then. We need some freedom now, right? Because there's some sort of weird thing that happens where they get you to focus on history and ignore what's going on today. Oh, well, slavery from 200 years ago. Oh, yeah, did that hurt you? Did it? Did you get whipped? Huh? Did they drag you? Did they go over to the coast, drag? Did they? No, they didn't. All right? They went through hell. Guess what? We got kids going through hell right now. We got kids in slavery right now. That's why I don't have time to play. I'm not here to play with people. I'm about to get into a rant. It's just I don't care what happened in the past. I care what's happening right now. Right? So what's the point of looking back in the past about freedom, people getting freedom, and we're not free today? What's the point in the past of looking in the past about slavery and we're enslaved today? What's the point of looking in the past about all child trafficking and rape and all the stuff that happens, all the wars in the past, and we got all of that happening right now? We got work to do right now over 26. Yeah, I don't, you know. I'm not in it for struggles from 300 years ago. I don't care about your struggle. I care about children. I care about children not being played by the kings anymore and these lords, because people are worshiping these kings and lords like Michael Jackson and screaming when they get on stage. We got real work to do. And it ain't from 200 years ago. We got work to do right now. So yeah, I'm not in it for the adults. Love them to death, but I'm not in it for them. The kids are the only ones who don't have any choice. Hurricane Dorian, what's going on? Hit landfall, didn't it? Hurricane Dorian, who's donated money to the and volunteering for help and rescue. So I didn't see what happened. Did Dorian destroy a bunch of stuff? U.S. regular people, not government. Every tragedy we help clean it up. Well, yeah, that's proof the Americans are good people, right? Proof we don't need the government. We already take care of each other. Right, well, Susan, and that's the whole point for anarchy, right? That's anarchy. Anarchy, I forgot the guy's name. He was one of the activists floating around here. You send him some money, go down there and take people water and stuff. In bad times, we always take care of each other. That's why I don't think the American currency collapsing is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. I think, one, we can't have a society based in murder. That's number one. Number two, in bad times, people pull together when you know people. Do you know your neighbors? Do you know the people down the street? When they need a lawnmower, do you loan it to them? Well, actually, if you do, don't do that. Mowing lawns is probably one of the worst things. Those two-stroke engines are just dumping CO2 out in the atmosphere. Don't change the climate in your front yard. Don't. Hey, Rebecca, she's funny. She hit me in a post. Said, Gerard told me I'm changing the climate. You are, dear. We love you to death, but you're a climate changer. And so am I. Every time I cut my grass, I don't want to be. But I do, otherwise I get this bill on my door. Got to cut the grass. I don't want to change the climate in my front yard, but we literally have local government that requires we change the climate, and that's what we're doing. Which is why we have a government that's required to change the climate. That's why I love the climate. I almost joined the talk. Somebody was doing a talk the other day for a climate change. I was about to go in there. I was like, we're all, number one, we're all climate changers. That's number one. Two, literally keeping the American federal government requires we change the climate. We don't have a choice. I forgot whose thread it was I was looking at this morning. It was a deep conversation. I like to read comments. I'm not always a commenter. I like to just read and see what other people think. But if they print the money, they give us the loan based on big corporations that operate in our country, and those big corporations are the ones who are destroying ecosystems. It means to keep the federal government, what do we have to do? We have to destroy ecosystems, right? If they print the money and our big business is war and murdering people, then what do we have to do to stay afloat? To get them to print the money? We have to murder people. And people got to make that choice, right? The problem isn't the politicians. The problem isn't the leaders. The problem is the system. That's why I don't spend any time on politicians and leaders. Anytime I mention them, it's kind of for a joke or something. Is to hopefully get people to stop taking them so damn seriously. It doesn't matter who's in office. All that matters is you got a system that will collapse, and neither party wants it to collapse. Neither party also, they don't want to help people survive a collapse. They just make the bubble bigger. They just keep kicking the can down the road, promising all this stuff. These little pinky swears, right? But the problem isn't the politician, it's not the leaders. People think, you just don't like any politicians. No, I don't know them. But I understand their talking points are just pinky promises because they can't deliver. They don't print the money. They don't get to make the decisions. Do you see this machine behind me? Okay, that's who makes the decisions. So they can promise anything they want. None of it matters. Destroying the climate is a requirement as long as the U.S. federal government stays the way it is. We need model changes. That's what we need. So I'm not against your politicians and your leaders and their thoughts and ideas. I get annoyed by them. I catch a case of sneeze and I think I'm getting allergic to never hearing them talk about the root problems. And this is something that I shouldn't have to say. That's the thing see, there you go, right here. They got some leaders. I don't have a leader, and I don't want a leader. Why? Because nobody needs to lead me to war. Nobody needs to lead me if they're going to kill children and drop bombs on the head of people. You don't need to lead me if you're changing ecosystems and against some sort of climate change. You're not leading me anywhere. You're not going anywhere I want to go. You're not going anywhere the kids under 26 need to be. You're going somewhere to people over 26. Why? Because they got a one-up on somebody else. So the problem is the system. It's not the people. It's not the politicians. They're indoctrinated like we are, you know. But the system requires they destroy the ecosystem. The system requires that they only print enough money to keep the people on the bottom starving. Fight the system. Fight the power, not the powerful. The powerful have nothing to do with it. They were literally born there, all right? I'm not sure how we got into that. I do want to go to the news. Y'all, obviously, I asked for comments, and here we go. There's tons of stuff. Why does G got a Breaking Bad symbol? Justin, because G stole it from Breaking Bad. I downloaded it. It was a gift that came, I guess they made, and they wanted to give him credit for it. Good show. People should watch it. There's great analogies in Breaking Bad. If you have not seen the series, you need to watch the series. You know what, Justin? I didn't want to watch it originally, but I loved it because it was a sociological thing. Like, the reason I'm not against anybody, the reason that everybody's my cousin, and if I can help you, I will. But something I can do that will help you, I always do it. Because we're all family. And I see here, it was because Breaking Bad, not because of Breaking Bad, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but Breaking Bad, the reason, Justin, I did not want to watch it at first. Because I was raised in a country that said, say no to drugs. Drugs are bad. This is your brain on drugs. And that's that deep piece of indoctrination that was hanging back here, and it took me a while. I'm not sure if I got rid of all of it, but it was back there, so I didn't want to watch it. Why would I watch a show about a drug dealer? Justin, I grew up around drug dealers. I seen my first guns in school. I knew drug dealers since the age of 14. Why in the heck do I want to watch a show about a drug dealer? But it was deep. And you know what? I don't even care if it's spoiler alert. Y'all supposed to watch it. Damn sure old as rice. Teacher, dying of cancer. Why in the world would they turn to drugs? Why would anyone turn to drugs? I don't know. I loved it because it showed in desperate times people would do desperate things. The same reason he became a drug dealer, to make sure his family would be okay after, is the same reason people in the inner city do. Same reason people in the trailer park do it. Same reason people in Honduras and Colombia do it. Same reason our elites do it, right? Because why is the world this way? Why are they only printing enough money for the middle, upper, and elite class, and making sure people on the bottom starve and die? Because they want to make sure the next generation's going to be okay. And by next generation, they don't mean you. They mean their kids. The same reason. And that's why I love this show. Because when you start to really put things together and you stop looking at like where you are and your level and your people and your race and your religion and your nation, and you get out of all of that bigotry and ignorance, and you start to look at the big picture, you realize that they are us and we are them. They're doing the same thing we're doing. For the same reason he wanted to deal drugs, to make sure his wife could keep the house, his kids had food, is the same reason billionaires, because the Rothschilds, how many Rothschilds are there? 75 of them? You know how hard it is to keep up that cost of living? You know how hard it is to keep 78 mansions and 5 yachts and all the dogs and all the slaves that work in those places? You know how hard it is to keep that when you got 75 offspring and they're out there breeding, and you got some of them freaky Rothschilds too, because they ain't been over that damn Epstein Island. They having babies everywhere. You know, and so next generation, it's not gonna be 75, it's gonna be 240 of them. And they just wanna make sure the Rothschild family gonna be okay. I love them too, I love them too. They were born in the system. Now, mind you, their great-great-great-great-granddaddy created the system, starting out central banks, but that wasn't their choice. They were literally born like I was in my area, and they're doing what they feel they have to do to survive. So I don't blame them. That's why I say climate change, same damn thing. You know, cut your grass. That's why I see hypocrisy everywhere. When you remove, it's like the Matrix, Justin. It's the craziest thing. But when you remove like all the identities on everything, you remove this class and this state and that state, or this nation and that one, you realize we're actually all the same. We're all the same. And if you put us in different environments, we become the same damn bastard. That's why I can't judge anybody. I don't judge anybody voting. People are, we need to stop the voters. I don't need to stop nothing. I don't need to obstruct now. I don't need to do anything. Because if I were them, I'd be them. Our position is just to have conversations. Like, our position is to talk to people. It's all we can do. And start to show them what the Matrix looks like. Start looking at the Matrix outside of your indoctrination, outside of your experience. Go meet people who are different from you, who have different perspectives, you know? And always start with who your group tells you should not be talking to. If that's a redneck, then you need to go talk to the rednecks. If that's police, you need to go talk to the police. You need to go talk to people. I was talking to a good sister yesterday. She's a retired cop, and she mentioned something to me. Kind of, and once again, I don't blame police for the current system. They didn't make the system. They didn't write the laws. We keep the system up, and the legislators write the laws, and we're cheering the next heroes to put in office now to keep the laws. And she kind of explained how, when you're in these situations, there's training to shoot at center mass, but she said, we don't do that. We try to stop people. We don't try to kill people. But she mentioned that she actually got someone, and they ended up dying. I don't know, you tell me if I'm wrong. I told her, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I told her, because I could kind of see in her eyes that she's struggling with it. Nobody wants to kill anybody. It's the system. Ask Bob Marley. Who did this to your people? White people, black people, who did this to your people, Bob? And he said, it's the system. It's the system. I explained to her that I've written software my entire life. At the height of my apathy and indifference working in corporate America, I had dozens of people working for me all over the world, writing software, helping corporations do better at what they do. From big pharma to banks and government, fast food companies, all of these. I work for all of them. I said, the only difference, sister, is that my gun was a laptop. I help them do things more efficiently. Governments kill people, I've worked for them. Pharmaceutical industry kills people, I've worked for them. The shame is that in your employment, you actually saw the results. And that's why you have that empathy in your eye. You feel sorrowful. I don't. But I accept that the system created this. The system requires death, right? They only print enough money just to keep people in conflict. She didn't write the laws. I didn't write the law, but I work for the companies, and they kill people. Fast food companies kill people. Pharmaceutical companies kill people. I work for all of them. And just because I pulled the trigger doesn't mean I'm not accountable. I am accountable when I might as well have pulled that trigger. I help them to be more efficient at what they do, and they kill people. Same as voting levels. It kills people. All right? You may not drop the bomb, you may not give the order, but you damn sure give the consent. Just how I give the consent writing a software, just how she pulled the trigger. It's the system, right? We prop the system up, we keep the system going because of the shiny gifts and things that they promise us, and we have, and people die. We're all accountable. I said, sis, I pulled that trigger as much as you did. I keep this system going. I got a car. I got gas in the car. I got a laptop. I voted most of my life. Poor kids grow up to be warriors and they conflict with the police. Poor kids grow up and want to be heroes and join the police. And they find out on one side that the adults don't really give a damn about them, and so they let them grow up in abject poverty. They let governments destroy the countries they live in. And the police want to help. These are little heroes running around in the woods. We used to do this with these little fake guns, wanting to help people. We're going to save people. And you get in the job and you realize that policing isn't what it used to be. Police didn't change that. Your government did that. The people you vote for did that. And they're also the same people not undoing that, right? And anyway, I'm off into a rant. But this is my point. The problem is the system. If you give a damn about children being murdered in the street by police, you only got one fight. You only got one. It's not police training. It's not police. It's not sheriff. If you are sick and tired, and I'm tired. I'm tired. I hadn't been to the funeral with the casket this big. I'm tired of it. But I understand the problem, and I don't want to waste my time. If you're tired of kids being shot in the street, You need to end the war on drugs. Because most of the kids being shot in the street are being murdered for pharmaceutical companies. Bottom line. Yeah, you got a prison system, you got government, you got everybody else making money on it. Top black elites, the upper class, the middle class, everybody making money. The people working in the steel mills that are building the prisons. But by far, the reason children die in American streets is the war on drugs. That's it. The unconstitutional war on drugs. So if you're out there fighting to make white lives matter or black lives matter, you're tired of watching police end up into situations where they end up murdering someone, then you're fighting in the war on drugs. That's why I don't get down with any of the movements. And these little groups get together. We're gonna fight and make things happen. See, right there, he's in the group. Somebody in the group right there. We're gonna make things happen. And I sit there and watch them build an organization on helping one kid, on helping one person, or two or three or five. We're making the change. And I'm like, you're making what change? What change are you making? You know what I mean? You build an organization and the president gets money and the vice president and the board and all the activists, they get money and they're printing flyers and having rallies and having baked dinners. And I'm like, you literally just built an industry trying to save people. And the name of it, I won't say. I will not say. I'm not going to, you trigger people a little too much. But if you are a movement and you're here to help that particular problem go away, and you build an organization that's nationwide based in helping people who are victims of whatever that thing is, you're not actually helping. You literally build a pharmaceutical industry. You build an industry that makes money on a side effect, all right? And I don't want to just say one industry. You got other industries too. You got these music industries that make money off of kids being murdered in the street. But by far, if you say, oh, I'm in this for the kids and we need to stop these police from killing people, the police ain't gonna stop because they got food to put on the table just like you do. They ain't gonna stop, right? The good ones walk away, and I think it affected her and that's why she quit. But the good ones walk away, but guess what? Somebody else needs biscuits. They only print enough money for a few people, so that somebody else is signing up. And you have all kind of psychopaths signing up to be police. If you want to fix problems, you got to look at the root problem. That's why I don't play with politicians and leaders, because they never talk about the root problems. They're always trying to make money off of an ill that's happening. All right. I can barely use email, but give me some wood, nails, and a hammer, and I'll build you something. Go on, Susan. Strong woman from the past. Always talking about a business. You want to help me start my painting business? You sister, you know what? Oh, you talking to Courtney? You should start a painting business. Everybody in all over the world. We need to go back to small business. You can't have big business without problems. Big business is a problem. No business should ever get big. Then I'm not against the whole idea of business. I'm just against the idea of people going without, right? I don't like systems. I mean, systems, top of my list are biological things. If you are biological and you're a thing and you're under 26 with 2 feet, you at the top of my list of who I'm here to help. Everybody else, you have to kind of get in line. Then the adults kind of fall in, and I don't care what color they are, if they got 2 feet, 1 foot, whatever, what kind of sexual preference, gender, none of that matters. You're a biological creature, we're related. That's how my kids at the top, adults right here, systems, well, you got a couple gaps. And then put the systems down here. So you can have business, but you can't have business that makes profit from murdering people and destroying ecosystems, because that's what the biological things at the top need. And that's what no politicians talk about, because they take money from the ones down here. See, they're on priorities 5 and 6, the systems and corporations. They take money from them and they sell out to people at the top. That's why I call them all sellouts. They're all sellouts. And the ones that don't sell out, that are popular, they murder and put in the hole with JFK. All right, let me get down. I wanted to go to the news. How y'all do that to me? Y'all got me talking about stuff. I wanted to go to the news today. Let me see. All right. Yeah. Good morning. Y'all coming in. I'm trying to get out. I got slavery. I got to go make some money. I was going to say, we're the modern day slaves these days. We are, absolutely. We all have a number, and most in some kind of debt? Shaking my head. Right, and it's not your choice, right, Dan? You were born into it. Everybody's a slave today. That's how they keep the society going, by starving people, by debt. You know, you look at the bottom, we don't want to be the people on the bottom, and so we do just enough to stay on top of them. So we literally stand on top of the class beneath us. And that, to me, that's wrong. It's wrong, because some kids aren't born, because people say, well, go to school and get a job, bum. I'm like, you realize that some people are born with brain impairments? Some people are born who just, school doesn't work for them. They can't sit down and sit still. They're a little fidgety. You don't drug them and force them to be like everybody else. They can't compete, or they don't want to compete, or their beauty comes from something else. They're good with a hammer. They're good as a plumber. They're good with music. They're good with art. We shouldn't have a society that prioritizes people who work for big corporations, because that's who gets paid the most, that are destroying the ecosystem that all the creatures need to survive. That's why I don't believe in money. I don't believe in money at all. I don't believe it. It is the worst thing. We're not evolved enough for it. I thought Hurricane Dorian was canceled. No, Bo Fine, it was not canceled. The harp ship is out there. HARP, yeah, you did. Listen, you get a politician on stage talking about HARP, a politician that mentions geoengineering.org. Yeah, you'll get me listening, but short of that, I'm like, Dorian who? Who Dorian? I think I dated her once. I might have known her. You know, I'm with JFK. JFK said that they play with these weather weapons, they're gonna change the climate. He warned us, now the climate's changing. I'm gonna stick with that. I can get down. Even with geoengineering, look in the mirror with an eye on the thermostat. Right, exactly. Rebecca, don't trust anything. Don't trust anything. All I know is the weather weapons are there. They admitted they had them. They filed for the patents. They signed the pact. JFK said, we're going to change the climate. Now the climate's changing. And everybody running the street screaming CO2. Everybody running the street screaming carbon tax. Like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? Damn it, did you hear what JFK? He's a sitting president, sat in the meetings, had access to the classified projects, and he's saying we need to open source and declassify all this crap because we're going to destroy the ecosystems and change the climate. And now the climate's changing. And everybody, but see, they don't put that on the news. They don't put that in mainstream media, and so nobody will talk about it. They still think the cow farts. That was my favorite one. Sometimes, this is why I don't take it seriously, because I think half the time they put this stuff out there to be funny. To see what people will believe. It's like, no, it's just governments trying to make money playing with weather weapons. They're trying to change their climates to make money. That's it. All right, let me get down. I want to get out of here. You know what? Let's do this. I did want to take a quick peek at this. I want to see if there's anything that's out there. Our education system has failed. People they don't have the ability to critically think anymore. And this is why I don't trust your leaders, because your leaders never talk about the root problems. They never talk about the things that they hide. You know, I don't believe in a government that believes it can have secrets. All right. If women in Washington got to cover their nipples and the men don't, if they can't have secrets, if they have to keep that secret, then I don't believe in a government that has secrets. No, I don't know. I want to know why. I want to know the documents. I want a Freedom of Information Act request to tell me why it makes sense that a man nipple is different from a woman nipples. That's what I want to know. I don't believe in secrecy. I'm not going to vote for somebody lying to me. I'm not going to vote for a government that believes it can have, especially, and I'm joking about the whole woman thing and the nipple thing, and I'm not joking. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. I say we are a hate group. We're a hate group. We are a discriminatory hate group. We are not a nation. I really don't care what it is. But why would you, if you wouldn't marry somebody that's keeping secrets from you, why would you have a government that has secrets from you? Especially in a time when the damn climate's collapsing. In a time where how many species are going extinct per day? And these morons think that they still have a right to have some secrets? We gotta have secrets because of the Russians. We need national security. Number one, you got more weapons than anybody. Nobody's coming here. We got nuclear weapons to blow the world up 100 times over. And number two, the Russians aren't the threat. They're not the ones ending the human race. They're not the ones threatening extinction. It's the corporations in bed with the government, both political parties. And they kill presidents. So how is the president going to help us? How is Congress going to help us? They can't. You can't fix a problem from within the problem. Malaria ain't going to fix malaria. Damn it. You think gonorrhea going to fix gonorrhea? Okay, crabs ain't fighting crabs. I know I'm into STDs, but these things, good, because y'all can't stop with it. But these things don't fix them. The problems don't fix the problems. You can't fix a problem from within. You fix a problem from without. That's why you have white blood cells and cytotoxic T cells and penicillin. Damn it, that's why you got spearmint, because you got to fix a problem from the outside, not the inside. All right. Third world disease outbreak, new low for the U.S. Oh, we got to go there. Oh, and that's Chris Hedges, too. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, we got to go there. I'm sorry. We got to go there. The smart people talking, shut up.
Faulkner is the #1 certified pre-owned Nissan dealership in Pennsylvania.
They got him on
Faulkner's
on ABC News.
I want to tell you.
Hold on. Y'all remember that? They put Chris, it was ABC or CBS News, whatever, and Chris was like, boop, 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 boop. You're being starved. You know, the dollar's collapsing. You're being starved. Poverty is a part of the model. You know, there's nothing to fight. There's nobody in government fighting poverty. Poverty is a part of the model. They printed the Federal Reserve, and they're like, okay, we gotta go. They had that lady on there. Y'all remember that? Don't put a real person on TV. That's why I know everybody on TV is fake and all your politicians are lying, because they don't talk about the root problems. Chris got on and started talking about the root problems. We gotta go to commercial. You know, shut them down real quick. That was like a 2-minute thing, and that's the last time I seen Chris on the regular news. But let's let Chris talk.
About something that is happening in America that should give us pause. So in Alabama, in a place called Lowndes County, there has been a long-standing outbreak of hookworm. It's so bad that state officials are being sued for not doing anything about it. Remember, this is something that hasn't been seen in America since it was prevalent in the early 1900s. Hookworm. The cause? Inadequate and failing sewage treatment systems that release raw sewage, which contaminates local waters, pools, and backyards. And
oh, I love it. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. I love it. Let me go over here. I gotta do a quick search. What's a hookworm look like? Because I think we gotta really think about what our government's unleashing for us. What is a hookworm? Y'all like worms? I like worms. Worms are good. What the hell is that? Oh. Worms. Oh! This is what your government's releasing in your water. It's living in the sewer treatment system. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh my God. Good, look at oh! I show you your toe. You didn't see the toe. Hold on, look at the toe. Here go the toe. Come on, y'all. We got graphic aids. Look at the toe right there. That's hookworm. Wait, where's the toe? Here the toe right there. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's so nasty. What is wrong with your government? Y'all see what y'all voted for? All right. Oh, dang it. Oh, I messed up. Hold on. Let's go back. I'm just doing visual aids. Look at this. Look at this one right here. Oh, dang it. Why does it keep switching? Keep switching on me. Hold on. Right here. Look at this one right here. Oh, that's tissue. Y'all see the tissue? Oh, look at his mouth. This is what's in your sewer system. And you know what? You know what's funnier than that to me? I'm sorry. What's funnier than that to me than Democrats and Republicans making ringworms great again? What's funnier than that to me is as nasty and disgusting and just ridiculous as it ain't even eating the synthetic drugs you are. That's what gets me. It's not eating the Viagra, because you know the sewer system is recirculating the Viagra and the Ritalin and the Prozac and all the things, the statin drugs, all the drugs the drug addicts are taking, the ones that are new and sexy now. The bugs and microbiology and ringworms and all these nasty, disgusting things in the sewer system, they're not even breaking it down. They don't even want to put in their bodies the things that you go to CVS and Walgreens and pay for. So the water treatment systems are losing their damn mind because they can't get it out, your drugs that you're pissing in the water, out the water, and it's nasty. Oh my God. All right, I'm losing my mind. I'm sorry, let's go back. All right, calm down, everybody, calm down. Hashtag oligarchy. That's what I'm saying, oligarchy. You better think about that oligarchy. If it makes profit, they're gonna do it. If it gives them the bank loans and lets them do quantitative easing, if corporations need to do it, that's how America pays back its loans, they're gonna do it. It doesn't matter if it makes ringworms great again. It doesn't matter. All that matters is it makes profit so they'll keep printing the money, so the currency doesn't collapse, so those bastards at the top get great retirements. So their kids will be safe in the apocalypse when we all run around and shoot each other because nobody knows how to grow any food anymore.
Exposes residents to the disease. Is this affecting all residents of Alabama? No, just the poor. Why is this story important? Because it may very well be a sign of the times. You see, hookworm is that disease that you see when you stay up late watching National Geographic or some other channel, and you see those small, very thin children in Africa and parts of Asia with bloated bellies. It's a disease associated with poverty. Listen to what this report compiled by scientists in Houston found. They say this lifts the lid off of one of America's darkest and deepest secrets that's hidden beneath fabulous wealth. The U.S. tolerates poverty-related illnesses at levels comparable to the world's poorest countries. So this in America? There's probably no better guest than the man who essentially wrote one of the best books on poverty in America, sudden poverty. My colleague Chris Hedges is the author of America, The Farewell Tour. Fantastic book, by the way. He hosts On Contact here in RT America as well. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. And I guess I'll just ask you the question that I think most people are thinking about after watching what I just said, what I just reported. How does this happen in the richest country in the history of the world?
Well, because it's become an oligarchic state where you have fabulous concentrations of wealth and huge pockets of poverty where, and now roughly half the country, struggling on an income which cannot sustain a family. $24,500 for a family of four is considered poverty, but most economists will tell you $30,000 a year and a family is still in poverty, and that's half the country. And what's happened is that these huge swaths of the United States, which really struggle in dire circumstances, have been rendered invisible by a corporate media that caters to their advertising base. And I wrote a book, which is behind me, Days of Destruction, Days of Revolt, with the cartoonist Joe Sacco, out of the poorest pockets of the United States, these so-called sacrifice zones.
This is why I don't blame children for nothing. Nothing. I don't blame them for nothing. This is why I don't blame children. I don't blame the children. The children didn't do this. We did this. We're doing it, and we're lining up to do it again. All right? I don't blame the children. I blame us. That's why they should join the white nationalists. They should join the skinheads. They should join the Klan. They should join the Bloods and the Crips. They should join MS-13. You know why? Because all those groups giving them fresh, clean water, right? And no water bottles. Those groups giving them love, right? What does it say about your country when your Democrats and Republicans love these children less than hate groups, than gangs that do drive-by shootings? What does that say? Does that make you feel good? Does it make you feel proud? Proud to be an American. Does it? That make me feel proud. That make me feel, this is why I stand back. It's why I can't have nothing to do with it, because I see the game. I see the game, and I'm not interested in the game. I'm not interested in picking a side in the game. The problem isn't the sides in the game. The problem is the game. All right? They're doing this intentionally, and they're not talking about it. Do you think any of your politicians don't know that this is happening? Nah, okay, I question if they know about the aliens and geoengineering. I question. Maybe they don't know about that. Maybe they just weren't in those realms, right? Maybe they don't realize that 9/11 actually was an inside job. Maybe they haven't heard of the U.S. Liberty. It's possible they haven't heard of Operation Northwood. It could be plausible they had no idea there were no weapons of mass destruction. Newark, right down the damn street. Every city in America you can go to and you can find a medieval community. They know this. They know it. They know it. They don't give two damns about it. That's it. See, I'll make excuses for some people. I ain't gonna make excuses for this. I'll make excuses for the war. I'll make excuses for, oh, well, you know, people get caught up in nationalism. They get caught up in this, and they get, you know, they got the flag and they got the good music. Proud to be an American. You know, get the people going. But this is right down the street. This is right down the street. They know it. They don't care. You know why? Because all your politicians are in gated communities. They ain't leading you where they're going. Yeah, let me see one of your leaders lead me into their community. They ain't leading me in there, hell no. I can follow them if I want to, and this is how it works. You can follow the leader all you want, but what happens when the leader gets to his gated community? You're gonna stand at the gate. That's exactly, he gonna go right in the gate, she gonna go right in the gate, and your butt gonna be on the other side. That's not leadership, all right? Leaders live with the people. If you're a true leader, you follow the people. You don't lead the people, all right? So, all right, let's let it keep going.
Zones.
But, and by the way, if you don't know who Chris Hedges is, Chris, and I don't believe in leaders, but as far as thought leaders, Chris is a thought leader. I believe in thought leadership. Let's process that for a minute. I do believe in thought leadership. I don't believe in physical leadership. I don't believe in adult leadership. I don't believe in you don't have any more diapers, you shouldn't have a leadership. But Chris is a thought leader, right? There are a lot of thought leaders around, but they never get that popular, and that's why they take him off the news, and the only reason why he's on RT. The politicians aren't thought leaders because they don't have any root thoughts. Not that I hear of. They always have side effect discussions, right? They kind of dance around the issues and make industries out of the illness and industries out of the problem, but not solving anything. They want to keep things in place, keep things going. You know, there are a lot of thought leaders around here who drop all kind of truth bombs, which is why I got the comments up. So I believe in thought leadership, but thought leadership is okay in the hive, right? You're still supposed to disagree with people. Disagreement, that's where iron sharpens iron, and that's where you come to great solutions and you can get down to root problems where you act like a hive and everybody's providing input. That's why I can't turn against anybody. 7 billion people, and to me, they're all right. They're all right. One, they're all my cousins. They're all being raised in a system that's starving them. They're all raised in a model that has money, and all their experiences are valid. So how can I turn against anybody? You can't turn me against anybody because I'm not even turning against a psychopath in prison. Why? Because I could be a psychopath in prison, but I lucked up with my birth.
That have been sacrificed by rapacious capitalism, unregulated capitalism.
Oh, yeah, one more thing I was gonna say. I forgot why I stopped when he said that. Chris came out the prison system. That's how Chris knows. That's how Chris knows. Chris came out the prison. He teaches in prison. I think he still might teach in prison. And when he could have had a great career as a phenomenal journalist. He was climbing, what was it, the realms of the New York Times. Who was Chris with? And one day he turned on all that money to tell the truth. I think it was about 9/11. It was about 9/11, it was about the war in Iraq. I forgot which one. He told the truth, and that destroyed his career. He got booed. Did y'all see that video of them booing Chris? They were booing Chris at some university because he was chastising the war that everybody agreed with back then, the Saudi in Iraq. Now people seem to realize it was a scam. They booed him off the stage. Now we killed 5 million people since. And that 9/11 holiday is coming up. But that's why Chris knows. Chris got down and partied with the people in prison. He knows what the hell is going on because he talked to the people. He got down and partied with the people, the minorities in prison, helping them where these wealthy black people will never go. Oh, they'll never go there. They'll go there. I grew up with them. I know. I know. They'll never go there. You go to their house, boys, all this. Black pie, black pride, get to the house, they did the coffee table, they got Jet magazine and Ebony magazine, Black Enterprises and everything. Martin Luther King got his picture on the wall, they got all this, but they ain't going to place where Chris went. They went. I got, you know what? I got a theory. I have a thought. I have a thought. This is why I don't play race games. I have a thought. I would bet you that most people in upper middle class communities, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, blah, 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 whatever, have never visited anybody in prison. I would bet you that most people vote in America have never visited anybody in prison. It changes you. Changed me. Changed the hell out of me. I visited my first prison when I was 17. 18. They took one of my best friends and locked him under Black Caucus. With Black Enterprise magazine, Jet and Ebony and all that on the coffee table trying to pretend that they love black people. They don't love nothing but money. Money. They ain't never read none of them books. They didn't know what Martin Luther King even said. Chris was there. That's why I won't disrespect him with all these this nonsense that throw out these racial terms, white privilege and white fragility, and all this dumb stuff y'all come up with, white supremacy. Do you even know who Martin Luther King is? All right, I'm being rough on folks who believe that crap. We got to break these narratives up, y'all. We got to stop playing. You don't fight hate with hate. You don't fight racism with racism. You end that with love. You take care of people. Joyous people create joyous environments. When you take food to the hood, you create joyous people. When they don't have to worry about paying their rent, and they have a house, when they're taken care of, they become joyful. Joyful people don't pick up guns. Y'all fighting for gun control? Guess what? When they're joyful, they don't need a gun. They don't need a knife. They don't need to join the skinheads and Klan to get love. They don't need to join the Bloods and Crips to have some brothers and sisters that go along with them and help them. Help them get to school safely, because the adults in the environment won't. Joyous people create joyous environments. And joyous environments create more joyous people. What do scarce environments create? In fact, better than that, what do artificially scarce environments create when your government's starving the lowest on the bottom because they want great retirements? Ringworms, good answer. Ding, 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 somebody got it. Hookworms, that's what it creates.
The coal fields of southern West Virginia, Camden, New Jersey, which per capita is the poorest city in the United States, and when we were reporting this was the most dangerous city in the United States in terms of per capita homicides. You never hear about it and you never see it. And so having lived in Latin America, and you know Latin America even better than I do, I lived in places like Lima, Peru, Miraflores, which looks like Miami, except the concertina wire is on the walls and higher. But 10 blocks away, people are living next to raw sewage. And that's what we are rapidly replicating.
Where is the harvest of shame? When you and I were kids, Chris, I remember Edward R. Murrow had that famous story where he broke this out, and it was good. It was good for America. You know, knowledge is the first step toward action, isn't it? But we don't see it today, either from the people who should be informing us or our government, right?
No, and of course, Harvest of Shame was out of West Virginia, and there was an outcry at all levels of society, which saw Lyndon Johnson in particular talk about the Great Society. There were huge, actually Harvest of Shame, I think, came out when Kennedy was president, but there were huge resources put into these areas that have been left behind. And of course now they're out of sight and out of mind. And I think that's one of the greatest failings of the commercial media, and one of the reasons that so many people are so enraged, because their reality is just not even acknowledged by mainstream media.
Well, if the government's not...
And that's why most people don't vote. And they shouldn't. They shouldn't. People are running from some damn hookworms in America. Why the hell would they go vote for that? We are sending billions of dollars every month to foreign countries. And they print the money. I can't cheer that. I can't get down. That's why I'm not voting today. That's why I ain't voting today. That's why you can go to hell with that. You can shove it back up your anus where you got it from. Because you literally got enough money to take care of people, and you're not. Why? Because the system is built on not. The same way you're born into debt to get you to move, they keep people at the bottom with hookworms so you don't want to become them. So you work harder. Because you don't want that in your water. It's a model. Oprah 2020. So why ain't Oprah fixing it? Oprah love us, doesn't she? Oprah love us. Oprah love us. Doesn't Oprah love us? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Don't they love us? Aren't they good people? Don't they got billions of dollars? Can't they help? Why aren't they helping? You ever ask yourself that question? How come they're not applying any significant help? Because they're not allowed to, not supposed to. It's how the system works. The system literally is that hardcore evil. Somebody's making big time money on hookworms in America. Someone's making big time money on people going to prison. A lot of singers making a lot of money on kids being shot by police in America, writing songs about it. A lot of people, making a lot of money with policing problems in America. This is an oligarchy, guys. It's an oligarchy. Everybody's scared to not have that money stuff. And they'll do anything to not be at the bottom. It's the system. But I don't really blame them. It's it's how it works. You know, Oprah can't go in and help if she wanted to. Why? Because it affects another billionaire's hustle. And what happens when you affect the hustle? Nipsey Hussle told you. You affect somebody else's grind, Dr. Sebi, you get murdered. Why? Because if a crackhead will kill you for $50, you don't think a billionaire will kill you for losing $50 million because you go into a city and help people that they're literally trying to get people to move out of an area to reclaim and gentrify? That's how it works. The problem is the system. And so you can either tell me your politicians don't know anything about Freedom of Information Act requests and CIA whistleblowers. You can tell me that they don't know any of that, and that's possible. Maybe they're so busy that they don't look into it. But you can't tell me you don't know nothing about these people. They do. They drive past them every day. Philly was one of the weirdest cities I've ever been in my life. When I moved up over here and I drove through Philly, it was crazy to me because Philly, is that Chris? I saw Chris over here. Philly, crazy city. Philly, you got squalor right next to $1 million homes. It's the craziest thing. I've never seen this in my life. Where you're driving and you drive through just the hoodest of the hoodest of the hood. I'm driving the first time I drove through Philly, and I'm looking through the side of a window, and I'm looking out the roof. And it's a family in there, lights on in the house, and I'm looking through the side of the window, and I'm looking at the stars. Hole in the roof. They didn't have a roof. And there's people in there. And right down the street is a mansion. Apathy, indifference, not giving a damn. You can't tell me that your politicians don't know. They know. They drive past it every day. But it's crazy. Like, we developed that sort of invisible, where they're just invisible people. They pull out in the Maserati and go on to work, and they don't even see the hole in the damn ceiling. They don't realize that they could help if they chose to, right? Walking to work, stepping over the homeless. San Francisco, got a poo map. Everybody got the poo map in San Francisco? So you don't step on no poo? You don't get no poo on your gators? We turn too much of a blind eye to people we could help if we chose to.
Not doing anything about it. If our media is not allowing us to know about these things, and if obviously the corporate world is going to continue doing it because to them it's all about the bottom line, then is there a salvation for this kind of kleptocracy that you write about so much about in your book that that seems to be blinding us right now to this horrible disparity between the rich and the poor in our country?
Yeah, well, of course, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And one of the things we tried to do with this book, Days of Destruction, Days of Revolt, was say you better take a close look at these sacrifice zones, these places that have been destroyed. I mean, the coal fields in southern West Virginia are just a toxic wasteland. I mean, we went into schools elementary schools where there were just rows of little inhalers in the nurse's office for all the children, where you can't drink the water, where the soil is poisoned, where respiratory ailments are severe. And the inability on the part, as you point out, of the state to respond, and the refusal on the part of journalists to do their job, which is reflect the reality back, means that the primary response becomes one of coercion, repression. I think this is tied to mass incarceration in exponential numbers, because the largest 2.3 million people are incarcerated in this country, 25% of the world's population. But we're seeing now that they have locked up brown and black bodies. They're increasingly locking up poor white bodies. So the response is one of policing and one of coercion rather than one of social reform, which we go back to Harvest of Shame we saw in the 1960s.
Well, I'll tell you what's great about this conversation you and I just had, because I think a lot of people who may have first watched this report that I just delivered probably thought, or some did maybe, oh, sure, Rick Sanchez, but that's Mississippi and Alabama. That's not like the rest of the country. In your book, you traveled the entire country and showed these zones, and they're not just in the South or in any one area. They're all over the country. And that's why I'm so glad we had you on to talk about this. Chris Hedges, Pulitzer Prize winning author and journalist, my thanks to you, my friend. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rick.
Which is why Chris is never on TV, because he talks about it. Never on TV. Very rarely. You don't let him on TV. You don't let real people on TV. You need liars who want this. If they're popular, they're not here to help. It's sick, but that's the system. If they're popular, if you heard of them, they're not here to help. They're not trying to help. They're just trying to get ahead. Oh, see, they go right there. There's popular people out there trying to help. They just don't ever mention the root cause of the problems. I know. This is why I can't get down with it. I can't. I got too much love in my heart. I think too much about those people, and plus I'm thinking about you too. I love you to death, and I don't want you to face an early death. Because what do you think the long-term result of raising a child who has to worry about ringworms and hookworms is? They gonna come kill you later. They're not gonna get you now. They'll get you later. Why? Because it creates mental illness. You grow kids up in places where they don't have clean food, clean water, nobody's around loving them, in abject poverty or extreme wealth. You make psychopaths out of them. You're supposed to. You make warriors out of them. And I'm not the type of person to blame them later. I don't blame them later. Why would I blame somebody who grew up in a trailer park with nothing? Yeah, you're a meth user. Yeah, well, you know what? Meth, meth is medicinal, right? For mental illness. Whatever people need to escape. Meth is medicinal as the same drugs that 60% of the nation's women take just to get out of bed in the morning and deal with this mess. All right? 60% of the nation's women are on antidepressants. 60%. It's not governed. You don't have a government. You got rulers. You got owners. You have people who are starving you and sending money all around the world to do everything else they want to do. Blowing up countries and bombing people and stealing and robbing minerals and resources because you don't have a government. You don't have a federal government. You don't elect anybody. They select the CEO who is like the CEO of a department just beneath janitorial services, right? You are owned. Stop acting like you have a government. You don't. You have rulers. They rule you. That started in 1913 and 1933. Do the research. Look it up. Look it up. Stop playing. Look it up. You do not have a constitution nor Bill of Rights. They suspended that. All right? That's why they don't follow it. They suspended that. That's why they can tell women they got to put daggone tape on their body. They suspended it. You don't have any rights. You're being ruled. You're a slave colony. You're a plantation of workers that allow them to create some of the most devastating, massive metal machines to blow things up and people up all around the world, and that's what they're doing. That's why they invest all over the world. They don't invest in you. Why do you think every president, all the ones that win are for infrastructure? Because that's what everybody wants. They know what you want. They just didn't. Oh, the monkeys want infrastructure. You're like, oh, the monkey's so cute, the American monkey. Infrastructure. Here you go. Here your infrastructure right there. Find something shiny that you want. Here you go. Dangle it. Not gonna give it to you. Because then you won't want it no more. Long as you want it, then you'll get it. Why do you think they dangle the horse in front of the carrot in front of the horse? Why do you think they do that? They put the blinders on. Let me find a picture. Daggone. Oh, this is a moon seed. I don't even know what that is. Moon seed. Somebody gave me that the other day. People always give me stuff. Moon seed. Beautiful flower. Big old flower. Oh my gosh, I just seen the hookworm again. Oh, that's just nasty. Oh, that's just not government. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, the horse. Why do they do that with the horse, the carrot with the horse? Oh, see if I can find a picture. Oh man, that's so nasty. I don't ever want to see that again in my life. I know, and that's why I go to work. It works on me too. I don't ever want to see that again in my life. Let me see. Find a horse and a carrot. Oh Lord. Yeah, people love horses now. I'm looking for a picture with the blinders, with the horse and the carrot. You know how they do the sled pulling horses? Got the blinder and the carrot. I can't find it. But that's what they do. They got the, maybe I can look up work horses. You know what I'm talking about. Where they put the blinders on the side of the horse and they dangle the carrot in front of it. Why do they do that? The horse doesn't get to get the carrot. The horse has got to keep on walking. You know what these are? These are mainstream media. This is censorship right here. This is why Dane Wiggum is not allowed on Facebook anymore, right here. You can't talk about geoengineering because that actually is what's happening. So you're not allowed to know the information. The horse can't see what's to the right or left. All they can see is the carrot. All they can see is the Trump. That's all they can see is the Bernie. All they can see is the Democrats. All they can see is the Republicans. They're not allowed to see Camden, New Jersey. They're not allowed to see San Francisco. They're not allowed to see children living in caves under New York City. They're not allowed to see that. They just need you to be a workhorse. That's what America is. It is a workhorse. But you can't let the horse have the carrot. You let the horse have just enough carrots to give it enough strength to walk again tomorrow, to want it. And the carrot in that example is money, too. They print just enough money to starve enough people on the bottom, to give them ringworms and tapeworms and poverty and death and prison, make them mentally ill, force them to be aggressive with police, force them to have attitudes, force the problems in our society. So the rest of us will keep climbing for this, and they print that. That's why they never print enough money, is because we're all horses. And we're not even pretty horses, neither. Not even pretty. We can fix it, though. I always go into solution people. They know so there's a lot of solutions. There's a whole bunch of solutions. Step one is have a heart. That's step one. Step one is have a heart. All right. And plus, I'm an IT guy, so I always push people back to just, they got enough automation and software to grow all the food, provide the water, and build houses for everybody on this planet. It would cost almost nothing. But they're not doing it. Like, every year we get more and more examples of we're just being controlled. That's all we're doing. We're just being controlled. And they use fear to do that. Every decision made in fear is a bad idea. You fear going to prison. You fear the deep state. You fear poverty. You fear if you walk away from your big corporate job and just take a modest job. You got all these fears. Every decision made in fear is a bad idea. You fear Donald Trump is going to be reelected. Somebody hit me with that the other day. Oh, we got to get Trump out, right? Or you're voting for Trump. So if I don't vote, I'm voting for Trump. First of all, Trump ain't done anything that your guy ain't going to do, or your gal. They all going to do the same thing. They're going to work with the banks who are printing just enough money to starve out the people on the bottom. And I'm not interested in that. Not interested. Last couple of comments, I'm going to get out of here. Harness racing. Yeah, okay, that's what it's called, Patricia, harness racing. Okay. Race horses wear blinders and the horses that pull the carriage. That's right. And that's all we're doing is we're pulling that carriage, Rebecca. And they'll work us till we die. And then we're teaching our kids to work till they die. That's not an economic system. That's a slave plantation. That's a slave plantation, and they literally let the weakest horses die. And sometimes they kill the weakest horses. We're a bunch of old nag horses. Yeah, that's me, Lord. I'm the old stubborn one. They don't like me. I don't want to pull nothing. You come in the stall in the morning, I'm the walk away horse. You go to the stall, and the other horses, they get all excited. They can't wait. They can't wait to have a job. You can dangle the carrots. You can dangle the job and education. They can't wait to get hooked up to pull and run for the day. No. I'm the old nag. I'm with you. I'm the old nag with belly drop. I'm the old black. I'm going to kick you. I'm going to shove you. I'm going to bite you. No, I ain't doing this no more. I'm walking away. Send me to the glue factory. But I ain't pulling that damn sled no more. I didn't get it now. The old nag. That's why it's old, because it's old and it's a nag. When you get old, you get the game. You understand the system. That's why they want autism to go on. That's why Pfizer, that funds the top of the political parties, didn't give you the cure for Alzheimer's, because they want people to die crazy. They don't want people dying, old nags telling you what actually was going on. They can't have 100-year-old people being honest and telling the truth. They need them in dimensions zoned out somewhere. You get old, you see the game, and you nag. I'm with Lord. I'm old nag. So yeah, I walk away. I'm done. Done. I don't have nothing to do with it. Done. But you got a lot of people trying to change the system. Love people for their heart. I love people for their heart. What they do is crazy as all hell. But we need to be some old nags. What happens when all the horses, Lori, they don't want to go out and pull the sled no more? What happens? We get carrots. We get a carrot abundance. That's what happens, right? Because they got plenty of carrots. They only bring enough in the barn to get us walked. Right? But we got to get the sellout horses to stop selling out. Stop getting excited about the new industry and the new job. We're going to make some new software for you. We're going to make some automation and walk away. When the horses stand down, so does the industry. All right, I got to get going. Y'all focus on freedom. When money is a god, always follow the money. And they never print enough money for everybody to have what they need, and people die from not having enough money. I should tell you that psychopaths run your system in your world. It's a psychopathic system, and it has to go away. All right, I get it going. Y'all have a great day. I am out of here. It's Drew. I love y'all to death now. Bye-bye. I'll be back on later today with Brother Sean. I don't know what time, like around 6, yeah. So I forgot, I'm Sean here. 6 Eastern Standard, 6 or 7. I forgot which. I don't know. We'll post it. Yeah, we're gonna talk later. Anyway, I gotta go.